Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting our hands a little dirty because we're unpacking a highly practical guide from the plumbing experts over at Dr. Drain. We're translating their expertise into a step-by-step diagnostic manual for a problem that, let's be real, absolutely nobody wants to deal with: the dreaded floor drain backup. We're going to systematically break down exactly how to figure out what's going wrong beneath your floors. Let's get right into it.
So picture this. You're walking down into your basement, maybe the laundry room or garage, and suddenly, squish, your foot lands right in a puddle. Or worse, you're hit with this foul, funky smell that definitely should not be there. It's incredibly stressful, right? Well, instead of panicking, the experts suggest treating this like a patient presenting symptoms to a doctor. We have to ask, what is your floor drain actually trying to tell you?
Okay, let's dive into this. Because this visible nightmare, the standing water, it's really just a surface symptom. Sure, it creates those horrible odors, and yes, it totally ruins your stored belongings, which is just the worst. But more importantly, it is a glaring distress signal. It's pointing to an unseen disease hidden deep inside your plumbing pipes, and it needs your attention immediately.
Here's our clinical game plan for today. We'll start with the floor drain nightmare, then cover the 4 common backup causes, move into immediate DIY triage steps, and finally, discuss calling in the pros.
Section 1. The floor drain nightmare and recognizing the symptoms. To solve any complex problem, we first have to take an objective look at the messy reality of what's going wrong.
The thing is, when your plumbing system is failing, it doesn't usually happen silently. The source material highlights the primary symptoms you've got to watch out for right away. We're talking standing water pooling up in basements, laundries, or garages. We're talking foul, totally distinct odors escaping directly from the drain itself. And, slow draining or these weird gurgling sounds when water tries to go down. If you see, smell, or hear any of these, your system is literally crying out for help.
Moving to Section 2. 4 common backup causes, from micro to macro. We're going to diagnose these underlying issues by starting right at the physical drain and zooming out step by step all the way to the municipal sewer line in the street.
Let's start with the most common culprit, which is a localized clog. This is simply an accumulation of debris right there in the strainer, inside the drain body, or just in that really short run of piping nearby. Now, what's really interesting here is that this represents the smallest, most immediate issue you can face. It's right there at the surface.
So what actually causes this? Well, it's usually a pretty gross mix of offenders. We're talking hair, soap residue, dirt, leaves, grit, grease, especially if you've got a utility sink. And honestly, just general sludge. Over time, this nasty little cocktail slowly builds up until it completely chokes off the water flow.
Now, if it's not a simple physical clog right at the drain, we look at cause number 2, vent and trap failure. This is where things get interesting, because we're shifting our focus from water to air and gases. See, some floor drains actually rely on proper air venting to keep water moving smoothly. If those vent lines get blocked, you get slow drainage and gurgling. Plus, if the plumbing trap fails due to buildup or bad installation, it stops doing its job of blocking sewer gases, which means those foul odors escape straight into your home. Yuck!
Okay, here is a crucial diagnostic test for you. Localized clog versus mainline blockage. If you have a localized clog, only one single drain is affected. Just that one spot. But if you have a mainline blockage, multiple fixtures are backing up all at once. Your toilets, your tubs, your sinks, the whole shebang. This simple observation is the easiest way to instantly diagnose the severity of what you're dealing with.
And that brings us to cause number 3, the mainline blockage itself. This is a severe restriction deep down in the shared piping of your home or even out in the main sewer line. The usual suspects here? Invasive tree roots or collapsed sections of pipe. And a huge warning from the experts here: do not try to DIY this. Repeated attempts won't solve the root problem, and forcing more water or chemicals down there can dangerously increase your overflow risk.
The 4th and biggest scale cause is municipal backflow. This happens when the actual public wastewater systems carrying everything away are just totally overwhelmed. Think heavy rain, high groundwater conditions, or restricted downstream sewers. This usually affects a bunch of properties on the exact same block. And honestly, homes without proper backflow protection are incredibly vulnerable here, especially down in those low-lying basement areas.
Section 3. Immediate DIY triage steps and what to do right now. Now that we understand the causes, let's get into the treatment phase for some safe, immediate action.
All right, here is your emergency triage checklist straight from Dr. Drain. Number 1. Stop the source. Seriously, don't run the washing machine or dishwasher until you know what's going on. 2. Protect yourself. Keep away from dirty water and disconnect any nearby electricity. 3. Carefully clean the strainer of visible hair and sludge. And 4, if you feel comfortable, gently try a small household drain auger to clear the path. But remember, gentle is the key word here, no aggressive force.
Section 4. Calling in the pros and when to escalate. It's time to firmly establish the boundary between safe DIY triage and the absolute danger zone. I want you to listen closely to this strict warning label straight from the source material. If the backup is persistent, foul-smelling, accompanied by gurgling from other fixtures, or follows heavy rainfall, look, let me be crystal clear. If you are dealing with any of these specific symptoms, put down the tools. This mandates an immediate professional assessment to prevent some serious, major structural damage to your house.
And this brilliantly illustrates why escalation is so absolutely crucial. Professionals don't just guess. They see the problem, they use FITech camera inspections to locate blockages deep in the system, taking all the trial and error completely out of the equation. Plus, once they know what's up, they can install vital defenses like check valves or backflow preventers to stop it from ever happening again.
But hey, before the plumber even knocks on your door, you actually have a job to do. You need to document everything to speed up their diagnosis. Write down the exact time the backup happened. What were the weather conditions like? Which specific plumbing fixtures were you running in the house at the time? And finally, snap some clear photos of the affected area before they arrive. You're basically giving them the patient's medical history so they can get straight to work.
So, what does this all mean? Ultimately, a backing up drain isn't just a smelly inconvenience. It's a diagnostic puzzle that needs a calm, systematic approach. Which leaves us with one final, very important question to ponder. Is your home actually protected against the next heavy rain? Take a look at your basement. Keep those 4 major causes in mind, and please, don't wait for the water to rise before you take preventative action. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.